Lesson 4. History of Money. Bartering and commodity money. People used to barter in the beginning. Bartering is the exchange of commodities or services for other goods or services. For example, someone may exchange a sack of rice for a bag of beans and term it an equitable exchange, or someone could trade wagon wheel repair for a blanket and some coffee. One significant issue with the barter system was the lack of a defined rate of exchange. What if the parties involved couldn't agree on the worth of the products or services being traded? Or if the person in need of goods or services had nothing the person who had them wanted? There is no agreement. To address this issue, humans devised what is known as commodity money. A commodity is a basic item that practically everyone in a particular community uses. In the past, commodities like salt, tea, tobacco, livestock, and seeds were considered commodities and hence utilized as money. However, using commodities as money creates issues. Carrying huge bundles of salt or pulling stubborn oxen around, for example, may be practical or logistical headaches. Using commodities for commerce caused additional issues because many were difficult to store and might be very perishable. When the commodity exchanged included a service, disagreements developed if the service failed to meet expectations, realistic or not. Coins and paper money. Around 5000 BC, metal items were introduced as money. By 700 BC, the Lydians had become the first people in the Western world to produce coinage. Metal was chosen because it was widely available, simple to work with, and recyclable. Countries soon began minting their own series of coins with different values. Because coins were assigned a monetary value, it became easy to compare the prices of other things. Some of the earliest known paper money may be tracked back to China, where the use of paper money became widespread around 960 AD. Representative money. Commodity money developed into representative money with the advent of paper currency and non-precious coins. This meant that the material from which the money was manufactured was no longer required to be of high worth. Representative money was backed by a promise from the government or a bank to exchange it for a specific amount of silver or gold. The ancient British pound banknote or pound sterling, for example, was previously guaranteed to be redeemable for a pound of sterling silver. For most of the 19th and early 20th centuries, the majority of currencies were based on representational money that was backed by the gold standard. Fiat money. Fiat money is now supplanted representative money. The Latin term meaning "let it be done" is fiat. Money is now granted its value by government fiat or decree, ushering in the era of enforced legal tender, which implies that refusing to accept legal tender money in exchange for another form of payment is prohibited under the law. Origin of the dollar sign. The origin of the dollar sign money symbol is unknown. Many historians attribute the dollar sign money symbol back to the Mexican or Spanish P's for pesos, piastres, or eighth-piece pieces. According to the analysis of antique manuscripts, the S gradually began to be written above the P and resembled the dollar sign mark. Electronic banking. ERMA originated as a project for Bank of America, with the goal of computerizing the banking sector. ERMA included MICR, magnetic ink character recognition. MICR enabled computers to read specific digits at the bottom of checks, allowing for automated check monitoring and accounting. Did you know that wampum was most likely the first form of money in America? Wampum beads, created from shell beads strung in elaborate designs, were more than just money. They were also used to keep track of major events in indigenous people's lives. The first paper money in the United States was released on March 10, 1862. The denominations were $5, $10, and $20 at the time, and they became legal money on March 17, 1862. The denominations were $5, $10, and $20 at the time, and they became legal money on March 17, 1862. In 1995, the placement of the slogan, "In God We Trust," on all coinage was mandated by law. It originally appeared on paper money in 1957, on $1 silver certificates, and then on all Federal Reserve notes beginning with Series 1963.